Let's move to the role of the president now at the global stage. The president, since taking office, in fact, immediately after his swearing in, the first thing president did was to attend the burial of Queen Elizabeth II. From that point, we've had President Ruto going out every other month, almost every other weekend. But let's face it, gentlemen, is President Ruto finally the president who is going to place Kenya on the global map? Do you see him delivering us and giving us a name out there?
First of all, we must applaud him because he has been mentioned globally as one of the key leaders from Africa who are really pushing for climate change initiatives and actions. And in Africa, I think is the third in the globally is the listed among 100 champions globally, but third in Africa. You get it? So we must applaud him for that. And there are a number of initiatives that he's pushing alongside that. But what is the cost of all this? For instance, for the COP28, the president carried 765 people to that delegation. And you understand, for a president to travel for even for a day, it will cost the country, let's say, like 1 million or 2 million shillings. So what is the cost of going to that meeting? We see is actually coming in with a lot of goodies. The other day was to be given 630-something billion shillings by the UAE. And he's also bagging 1 billion shillings from UK, all for renewable energy, environment issues, yes. But will this money really work? We can only give him a benefit of doubt and wait, because this is a new initiative. We've not seen previous presidents doing it. So let us give him a benefit of doubt and see what unfolds. Because again, he's negotiating for a number of things like reduced grace periods for loans, reduced interest rates for negotiation for a number of things. So we can give him time. We see if those policies that he's trying to implement and using the international community at large will work out. That is all I can say. Okay.
President William Ruto is coming out as the voice of Africa. He seems to be speaking for Africa. In fact, at the COP28 summit, he went there to present the declaration, the Nairobi Declaration, the agreements that Africans really came up with when they met here in Nairobi in September. That is the Africa Climate Summit. And he has done this several times. Are we seeing Ruto the Pan-Africanist, even though Julius Malema doesn't seem to agree?
Dennis, I will start first with the statistics that are there. In the financial year of 1st July 2022 to 30th of June 2023, the office of the president has attained a total of 51 trips and a staggering cost of exceeding an amount of 1.3 billion. Now, to make the issue more closer, the office of the deputy president has made 5 trips. The office of the president himself, Ruto, has made 46 trips. Now, the taxpayers' money is staggering, way above 1.3 billion. And the cost is increasing by the day. Now, the sad situation is we are still here as a country having a bloated economy, having difficult times. We're still borrowing money from different countries, and our financial times are hard. We can praise him all we want about him being a Pan-Africanist traveler, but a Pan-African, by my own understanding, brings results to his own country, right? To his own people. We are saying as a country, as a nation, that him as an individual or the office of the president needs to reduce and cut down these costs, because it is a huge burden to the people, right? It is a huge cry to the common mwananchi, and we cannot sustain all these trips that he's making.
Okay, at that point we are due for our very first break here. Nick is saying the costs are just too high. But then looking at the benefits, 680 billion shillings bagged by Kenya from the COP28 summit. Isn't this a huge thing? We look at that. We continue with this discussion after this short break. Don't go too far.